Improving the toast experience. Right off the bat, I'm gonna give you a warning. This is a participating warning. This speech will require your participation for it to go well. I'm gonna start off by telling you two stories. So, the first story is I broke a phone one time and I had to take it to Apple Store because I needed the phone to work right away. I was afraid that I would have to wait in line because I didn't have I didn't call in for and make an appointment. But luckily I was able to get in, and I was also afraid that I would have to wait and let them take the phone for a few days so they could fix it. But surprisingly, they just gave me a replacement phone, and I was so happy. I was in and out of there within 15 minutes. So that's story one. Story two, I went to a restaurant with two of my friends, and when we got to the restaurant, we ended up having to wait 30 minutes. I was like, okay, well, the restaurant must be really good because we had to wait this long. We got seated, I ordered, and when the food came out, one of the plates was overcooked and one of the plates was undercooked. And we were not happy. The waiter did offer to cook our meal again, but we were on our lunch, so we could not wait. And so we ended up leaving very unhappy. And worst thing, they didn't even offer to pay for our meal. Those two stories gave an example of user experience. And user experience is just the overall experience you have towards a service or product. So in my story, it was over a service. My first story, I would say I had a good experience. And the second story, I did not have a good experience. I had a bad experience. So what I want to do today is talk about user experience as it pertains to this club, Toastmasters. And this is where your involvement comes in. It's important for me as an officer to make sure that we're always improving and that we're always striving to have the best meeting, the best club. But the only way we can do that is if we have feedback. So what I want you to do, I gave everyone a piece of paper, and by the end of this meeting, I would like everyone to think of one experience that was good, that you enjoyed about our club, and one that you felt like, oh, we could definitely improve in that area. Now, to help give you more ideas of the situations I'm talking about, I've broken down to these 4 common experiences that most of our members would have had. The first one is visitors. How was your experience when you were a visitor? Were you greeted? Did you get the information you needed? The second one is members. When you were thinking about becoming a member, did you know who to contact? Did you know what forms to fill out? Did you know how much it was to pay? Just think back at those experiences. Third is our meetings. During the meetings, there's a lot that goes on in the meetings. Was your experience good? Are the meetings chaotic, or are they organized? Do you get to participate enough, or anything that you can think of? The last one is mentoring. Those of you who have a mentor, how is your experience with your mentor? Do you find the mentor to be helpful? Did you even know that we have a mentor program? So I want you to take a few minutes here and write down any experience that you can think of, either positive or negative, to help us improve on our club. And if I may, would anybody like to share an experience that they may have within the club, good or bad?
So, I mean, I like to ask a question maybe as a
Sure.
president of the Postmaster. So how do you attract new people? I mean, I see that, I'm coming last 2, 3 months. You have the same strength, you have no, I mean, how you get leads or,
Sure.
so.
So there is 4 things that we do. We have our posters that we hang around. We have our flyers, or I guess those are considered flyers. We have a quarterly promotional email that we send out to get the word out. We have an open house once a year. And
From management point of view, what you're trying to do? I mean, of course, you have a lot of things, you put in the lunchrooms and everything, but it's also nice to get from top down.
yes,
Like, what you are trying to, are doing from top down, right? So,
or like, what are we doing to reach out to the managers?
yeah, managers or, directors or VPs, whoever it may be, to, by that, they can influence to, who are the
Right.
reportees. For
Right.
them, they ask that, hey, why don't you take a look? Instead of you going asking them at the bottom and food checking. Maybe if you, influence on top, they may be,
Mm-hmm.
hey, why don't you go and take a look and sit as a visitor and see that?
No, absolutely. So it is part of what we are planning to do. You were not here last week for my other speech, but basically we have a resourcing problem at this point. We don't have enough people to do all the tasks
Everything,
that's required to run the club and promote and to, just the various things that we need to do to keep the club going. But yeah, that's definitely, we talked about it. We're trying to figure out how to engage the upper level. If you have any ideas, then we would be open to figuring out, how we would take that next step to go top down. Like, that's absolutely a good approach to take. Okay. Does anybody else want to share? Yes.
I was looking for a mentor, and I was having trouble even logging in. I know I talked to you once, but due to the nature of the work that I do, it's very, very hard to do it when I'm at work. So I decided I'm just going to email Valerie, and that was earlier this week, and ask her whether she can be my mentor. And she responded right away. And what was interesting is she was available that day when I was available during my lunch break, and we met. She took me through the whole process. It was amazing. I feel better now, and honestly, I think we all need mentors.
Good, yeah, that's good feedback. Yes.
I can answer the 4 topics. The first one, visitors. My first visit was 4 years ago when I met people who were very friendly, very warm, and they were like open hearts to me. For the membership, I understood everything from Valerie. She was so detailed when she explained what to do and how to do it. So I didn't have any difficulties to become a member. Then our meetings, I'm still getting a little bit confused how the meetings will go, because every time it's like little chaotic at the beginning, so I'm not that confident that I know the meetings, how they go. For the mentoring program, I was surprised that there is this program, because when I start trying to log into the website, I wasn't able to do it. Then after several tries, I was able to log in, but I didn't know how to choose my path. I didn't know what to look for. Somehow I chose a path and I even don't remember what is the name. Then I sent an email to James. I was very frustrated and I was very discouraged. But he answered me right away that he's going to get with Valerie and they will see what they can do for me. So he sent an email to me explaining what to do and how to do it, and I'm happy now.
Okay, good. Okay. So that's all the time we have, but if you wouldn't mind passing the paper over to my area when you're done. I thank you for your time, and that's the end of my speech.
What's the next